Saw this one sign, the kind of sign that you know I like, where it's a wooden sign and it's got a hand-painted thing on it, hand-painted name on it, and it says beach. And this is Hua Beach, H-U-A beach. But I couldn't really find it on the map, so therefore, this is Mike's Beach. So I thought I'd just do a live stream here. Actually, I've been trying to do a live stream all morning, and for some reason it didn't work, and then I just opened up the app, and all of a sudden it works. So there you go. So I'm doing that because I can. So I'm on YouTube and Facebook, Twitch, DLive, Nolo Live, I believe, Periscope / Twitter, and hey, aloha, Mariano, good to see you, man. So anyway, I just thought I would pull out the old tripod and set up basically here and look out at this, and then I thought, well, I probably should share it because that's just the kind of guy I am. So this is basically what I'm doing right now. I don't know what I'm doing later. I don't know what I'm doing 10 seconds from now. Maybe I'm going to answer some of your comments. Maybe I'm going to stare at my foot. Indeed, Mike's Beach, baby. Hey, Joe, good to see you. Hey, Joe, thank you so much. I forgot to send you a message, but thank you so much for the smoothie. I was actually going to buy Rob coffee this morning when he and I had breakfast. However, he's a friend of the owner of the place we went, and so his coffee got a quite intense discount. So, but yes, my breakfast was 102 baht. So I used your smoothie money to buy me breakfast, Joe, and it couldn't have been tastier. My God. Food tastes really, really good during 2 times. When somebody else makes it and when somebody else pays for it. I just realized I was talking to like the side of the camera, right? Like, in other words, it was basically and I don't believe the audio actually gets picked up that way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna face this towards the ocean, but then I'm gonna talk what I believe will be directly behind it, which I think will then pick up my voice. If it's not, just let me know and I can, like, you know, move it accordingly. But for the most part, I believe you're able to hear me now. Namaste, Alaska. Thank you, John. Appreciate you coming by, buddy. So this is kind of like one of these deals where I had a plan. My plan was to be happy, which began by me just driving down the road, and then the road, just so you know, it's like way up there, up in this like super steep hill, and it's got this concrete road that comes down here. It's maybe 1 car wide. There's leaves all over it and cracks all over the road, and I couldn't have been happier. Came down the hill and there's that parking lot area, dirt road over there. There's a little restaurant there on the left, and they sell about 4 items to the one customer that they don't have right now. There were some kids that were like snorkeling out here, and then one of the kids was like playing kickball with himself and his buddies on the beach there for a while. They're all gone now. But I just walked all the way over here, and I thought, you know, I don't know if I need to drive all the way down to Karen or to Kata, actually. Because I got plenty of smoothie money from you guys, and I've got Wi-Fi. I've got Wi-Fi. I have no idea where the antenna is. I'm guessing it's not right here, but I've got full signal, and I appear to be streaming at 2,500 kilobits a second, so 2.5 megabits a second all day long, and the ocean view and the audio is fine. Ah, Mariano, thank you so much. Yeah, well, that's the thing, Joe. I mean, you know, if you're drop shipping, dude, you probably have extra cash just laying around. I get that. So I got 7 of you watching, which I totally appreciate. It is, what, 12:30? Which means it is, well, 12:30 East Coast. AM, which means it is 9:30, right? PM on the West Coast. Australia right now, I'm gonna go with probably 3:30 in the afternoon, something like that. So, not expecting a ton of folks, but hey, nonetheless, I thought I'd go live. Yeah, Joe, I'm telling you, man, it's pretty nice. And I think I have it on wide. Maybe I have it on super wide. I can't remember, but yeah, This is, it's interesting because, I mean, I'm sure like you guys, you know, I had ideas of what the future would look like. And I would come to these places for, you know, 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there, 3 weeks sometimes if I got real lucky, maybe a whole month. But of course I wouldn't just stay here sitting on these rocks for 4 months straight. I would experience it and I would move on to my next thing. And, you know, I was just sort of reflecting back on that and how my life has changed, and also how Rob asked me a couple times today, which is, you know, standard sort of question that you ask one of your buddies when you're hanging out, which is, hey, what are you going to do today? And I'm like, well, I don't know. And so far, what I got going on today is, it's definitely good enough. That's for sure. It's definitely good enough, man. Hey Cody, good to see you, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you coming by. The blues are so good. That's good to hear from this lens. I'm in the shade back here. The sun is pretty much at water's edge, as they say. But I got plenty of cover for here, and obviously pine trees pretty common on the edge. But I got some kind of neat greenery going on behind me, and you know, look at this, the slope of these hills. This is very common here in Phuket. It's really neat, man. And it does not take a whole lot of effort to find a secluded beach. It's very interesting if you think about it, because I mean, let's face it, right? Phuket. There's a lot more people in the world that know of the word Phuket than know of the name Pattaya. I'll tell you that. And Pattaya's packed. Phuket, obviously, you know, probably one of the highest popularity places in Thailand, potentially. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure most of the world knows the word Bangkok as well. You know, but no one's going to know the name Kamala, and they're not going to know the name Kata or Karan or something like that, you know, but they'll know Phuket. Not a lot of people know Koh Samui unless they're familiar with this area. Certainly no one's going to know Koh Tao or Koh Phangan. I mean, again, you know, if you're a Thailand traveler, I get it, but household words, and, you know, one could argue, well, right, Mike, of course everyone knows the name Phuket because of the horrible tragedy in 2004, but... And good morning, everyone. Good to see you. 6:30 a.m. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. You're up early. Born Nomad, how you doing, my friend? What did I have for breakfast? So I had, if you Google Ying's, Y-I-N-G, probably all you have to do is type in Ying Kamala, K-A-M-A-L-A, and you'll see her little restaurant. I believe she has a Facebook page. Her and her husband, Pierre, probably have a Facebook page of it. And... I had the same thing I had yesterday, actually, because while I do like some variety in my life every now and then, when I have a really good meal that's simple, I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to do that again. That worked. And then I'll try something different maybe some other time. But basically what it is it's like about probably about a 6 or 7 inch skillet. And they put potatoes in there and little, you know, some bacon and some, like, sausages, which of course over here means hot dogs. 2 eggs. Sunny side up, and did I say potatoes? Cheese, a little bit of spice and that sort of thing, and then they just cook it all up, and then they bring the skillet to you on a piece of wood, and there's your breakfast. Comes with coffee, unlimited coffee, quite frankly. They just keep coming by pouring it in until you stop, you know, until you start vibrating so much that you can't, you know, say anything but no. A little glass of orange juice, you know, and then I get like a bottle of water for like another 10 baht. And anyway, so that skillet thing with the breakfast, oh, a piece of toast and stuff, 99 baht for all that, free, basically. And, so yeah, so I went back today and had the same thing. It was pretty nice. Hey, Demo. Good to see you, my friend. 4:30 p.m. in Sydney. Aha, almost finished work. Good to hear, Nathan. Hello, Gracie and Mike's mom and dad. I'm confident that there probably might be a time where you could beat Gracie, Joe. But mom and dad, unless you're in the Boston area and we're all hanging out, probably not too likely. But 47% on my battery, and I think I have about 60% on the phone, but I do have a battery pack, actually. Did I bring that with me from the motorbike? Yeah, all right, cool. I'll plug that into the phone, because all it's doing is basically just sitting here. Why not have it sit here and charge up, right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? It is beautiful. I mean, Cody, I gotta tell you, man. Everybody is different, and everybody has a little bit of difference. Some people are very similar, but again, no one is identical, right? Even identical twins are hardly identical in behavior. And you know, I'm just one of these guys that feels really comfortable trying to find new places. And yeah, like I said, you know, I find a good breakfast, great. What are you going to do tomorrow? Exactly the same thing I did yesterday. I'm just going to do it earlier in the day. I'm going to have the same food, and I'm going to ideally have the same enjoyable level of enjoyment. And I did that today. And then today my plan was, oh yeah, I'm going to go down to Karan, I'm going to go down to Kata. And if you've listened to or watched any of my other videos, you could say, yes, Mike, that was your plan 3 days ago and 2 days ago and yesterday. But then all these beaches show up along the way, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm pretty good. Yeah, good for you, man. Just screenshot it. Yeah, why not, right? All the food in Thailand is better than the U.S., with a major exception being breakfast sausage and bacon. Yeah, I will agree that the version of sausage over here is, well, it's our hot dogs, right? And traditionally, hot dogs aren't great. That's so cool how you guys like say hi to me. I don't know, I've always just thought that that's really just neat how everyone says hello to each other. And again, you know, that's why I like to sort of refer to it as the, or not like to, but I do refer to it as the cool kids table, ladies and gentlemen. Love the ocean. I don't want to live near it. Oh, interesting. But I like to go sit there a few times a year, cure my soul, and realize my world is so small. Absolutely, Cody. I completely agree. I'm going to produce and upload eventually a video that I shot yesterday of me just driving around and finding a beach of similar popularity as this one, meaning there was also no one there. The beach was a much better swimming beach versus it just hanging out on the rocks in the shade beach, which is this one. But I had a gratitude attack, guys, that it was so long, it was awesome. Like, I literally almost stopped the camera and said, no, I need to settle down, and I'm like, nah, screw it. I'm just gonna keep recording until the battery dies or the memory stick dies, or the memory stick fills up. And I watched it back last night. I started crying again, watching myself cry out of gratitude. And again, that's my response to it. That's my reaction to it. But dude, cure my soul? Absolutely. Oh, all this does is fuel me to want to just keep staying here. And yeah, I've got a life in Bangkok, but you know, honestly, guys, you know, I can message with Gracie pretty much anywhere. Meaning that that's really the only way that we can communicate now. And we can, you know, we can live chat and we can stream to each other and stuff, and that's great, you know, but obviously physical touch is not showing up for a while. So I'm just like, you know, Bangkok has a lot of what I need and a lot of what I want, but again, I love Bangkok so much because Bangkok's real easy to get out of Bangkok. And what I'm thinking about doing, I mean, my flight leaves Phuket on the 16th and I go back to Bangkok, and then in the morning on the 17th, you know, less than about 12 hours later, my flight comes back down to Surat Thani, and I'm just thinking, you know what, dude, I'm gonna land in Surat Thani, I'm gonna go over to like whatever large rental company will allow me to pick up in Surat Thani and drop off in Phuket, probably Hertz, Avis, Budget, whatever, and just rent a car from those guys, and then drive down to Phuket and just drive around Phuket for a while. And then when I feel like driving, then when I feel like coming back to Bangkok, I'll drive the rental car back to the Phuket airport, drop it off, and go on my next trip. But yeah, what has 2 thumbs and really, really awesome views? Beach, right, Joe? There you go. For my insomnia, I use rain and ocean waves. Yeah, I get it, man. I love one of the things I love about where I'm staying right now is that it's got, you know, like 2 curtains, right? So it's got like the white kind of sheer curtains, and then it's got the full-on blackout type curtains. And there's very few bugs, meaning like 0. And at night, all I got to do is open the sliding glass door, and my balcony looks out over, you know, the ocean, over the Andaman Sea, from Kamala, right there at the beach. And I just leave that door wide open, and I close the sheer blinds, and they basically act as a screen, and I have yet to have any bugs come in. And I just lay there, and I listen to the ocean. And put it this way, it's loud enough such that if I don't open up the sliding glass door, the waves woke me up this morning. And I will pay $23 a night for that all day long. He would, yeah, there you go. Nice, doorman. Good for you, buddy. Take some time lapses with that GoPro. You know, it's funny, Cody, I actually was shooting a video walking over here about half an hour ago, and then I said, no, I'm gonna walk back to the car, and I'm actually gonna spend some time, back to the motorbike. I'm gonna get my bag, I'm gonna grab my diet soda and some water and stuff, and then I'm gonna walk back to those rocks and do some time lapse. And then I just tried using the GoPro live streaming feature one more time, and who knows, and sure enough, it worked. So that's the reason I'm live streaming. Otherwise, I would be time lapsing right now. So I think I probably will. I am going to take your advice, sir. Hey, Roger. Good to see you, my friend. When you look at this, you inside feel the world. Is the world. We are just here for one time to enjoy it. Absolutely, Cody. This is not a dress rehearsal, my friend. I'll never forget. This was years ago, but it was the first time I was in Kauai, and I was there with my then girlfriend at the time, Sherry. So Sherry and I did one of these deals where you you go on a kayaking trip, right? So they take you down this river in Kauai, and they go up to this amazing waterfall. Now this is in December, so it's kind of chilly, and the water coming off this waterfall, I would say this waterfall was at least 100 feet high. And so the water coming down was intense, but it was very, very cold coming from the mountains. And so was the pool underneath it, beneath it to swim. So it was me and Sherry, it was us, and then this other couple. And so Sherry and I are like, all right, yeah, the water's cold, but whatever. So we jump in, and of course it's like, woo, oh my God, but we're enjoying it. And we're like, this is awesome. I can't, And this other guy and his girlfriend, they're both like, oh my God, the water's so cold. I don't want to do it, And I just said to him, I'm like, why? Because you're going to do this the next time you come back? It's like, dude, you would have no idea this is it. And again, I was just like, bro, life is not a dress rehearsal. Now, take off your clothes and get in here, dude. I mean, so I'm with you, man. MetTech says, greetings. I wish I was free like you instead of replacing another set of rusted brake lines. Hey, you know what, dude? That is the trajectory towards this. I replaced a lot of brake lines, figuratively and metaphorically. So I get it, dude. It's, in my experience, it's the way to get here. The way to get here is I had to get gray hair, I had to work long hours, I had to hate my boss, I had to love my boss, I had to get pissed off, I had to have a good day, I had to have a great morning, I had to have a nice long week where I felt like I was satisfied, I had to have weeks where I was like, gee, oh God, I wish I never had to go back to work. And of course, the only reason I'm doing it is to earn money. And then I did all of those, and I walked through all of those feelings, and I stuck it out, and I enjoyed myself as best I could along the way, and then I ended up here. 45 degrees right now, eh, Stuck? Ooh, boy, and I know you're not talking Celsius, my friend. That is a low Fahrenheit that I am very uncomfortable at 45 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm uncomfortable at 54 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm uncomfortable at 74 degrees Fahrenheit with low humidity. We don't have the surrounding mountain inland like this, though. Oh, yeah, no, that's fair. Well, I mean, there are parts, obviously Texas is big, dude. There's a lot to do in Texas. My ocean has abandoned oil rigs in the distance. Yeah, true. But, who knows? Maybe they'll turn those into hotels one day. I mean, shit, they do that with some, old correctional facilities, right? I mean, there are jails that they turn into hotels. It's crazy. Later, bro. This is beautiful. Get back to the area. Hey, absolutely, Cody. Glad you came by, man. Thank you so much. Enjoy Texas as best you can. Live from the GoPro, ladies and gentlemen. I think I chose 1080p, but I'm not quite sure because I may have chose 720 because I was like, well, I'm behind this mountain. Maybe my throughput won't be there, so I think I'm doing 720. You remind me of my chatty neighbor. Okay, I'll stay a bit. Yeah, that was funny. I was talking with Rob about that this morning, and he's like, no, dude, you can literally just open up the microphone and talk non-stop. I'm like, yeah, that's probably why I have less subs. That's just fine. Reminds me of the saying, dreams don't work unless you do. Good job, Damo. I like that one, buddy. If I remember to, I'm gonna screenshot that right now, and I'm gonna remember to, I'm gonna use that as the, when I redo the thumbnail of this on YouTube, I'm gonna use your quote. How's that? Yeah, Tampa's cool. Tampa's absolutely cool. Pensacola to Tampa, worked there for years contracting. Ooh, that's quite a drive. I'm waiting for my truck to warm up to go to the store at 18 degrees here. Cody, dude, I'm telling you, that is exactly how I used to wake up. I grew up just south of Boston. And in the winter, what I would do is I would, you know, the alarm would wake me up, and this is how I would go to school, university. I would wake up, I would put on, like, you know, snow gear or whatever. I would go outside, I would start my car. I would turn the heat on, full blast, obviously, which is, you know, I mean, it's not full blast. It's not like I, you know, turned on a blast furnace, but I turned the heat on all the way, and then just let the car sit there and idle. And then I would go back inside, I would eat my breakfast, I would take a shower, and then I would get back in the car to drive my hour or so, plus or minus commute, the 15 miles that I needed to in bumper-to-bumper traffic on the Southeast Expressway in Boston. And that's how I would drive to school in my winters. And, you know, if I got really unlucky, the previous night, there was like, you know, not real snow, there was like almost rainish. And then it froze overnight, and I had to, like, you know, take a lighter to my key so I could melt the ice inside of the lock to open my car. Or I would, like, squirt graphite in there, or I would squirt WD-40 in there so that, you know, the lock, so the key could get in the lock because it was so cold. So yeah, 18 degrees, dude, trust me. I grew up in that. And at 20 years old, I'm like, I am DU and done. I am going to San Diego. Hefe, do you know what the word plethora means? I don't know. That's an awfully big word for 2 degrees Celsius here in Germany. Oh, yikes. Use the quote, we'll send the bill in the mail. Absolutely, yeah. Send me an invoice, buddy. Send me a PayPal invoice. Luckily, I got remote start and I can use the tab of the truck. Yeah. So this was, what year was that? So I mean, I left Boston in 1989. And I would do that for my 1986 Volkswagen GTI. That's what I was driving back then. And that's how I would heat up that car. Actually, I'm sorry, the car I had before that, which was the whole, you know, parents hand you down the car that they had, was a 1974 Plymouth Scamp with a slant 6 engine. And I would do that. Actually, that's how I would heat up the car before I would pick up my buddies on the way to high school. But yeah, remote start wasn't available back then, but I can, yeah, it's a pretty common option I see in a lot of trucks, actually. I mean, even in Southern California. Okay, the chips I've handed my lady only worked T minutes. Later, bros. Be good, Mike. I absolutely will totally, yeah, T equals 5. Lady only worked 5 minutes. I'm happy that you are living in your, yeah, well, me too, dude. I mean, trust me, it took me a while to get here, so I'm grateful that it was a goal that I reached. 32 degrees C here 2 hours ago. Just fell out of the sky, and now 23 degrees C rain. Yeah, it's 23 degrees C is pretty low. I mean, my air conditioner, so in the hotel, my AC was on 27. And I woke up in the middle of the night, it was a little chilly, so I turned it on to 28. You should not say Boston without I should not say Boston without a Boston accent. Why? Because you don't think I'm from there, Bobby? I'll tell you what, there. Every time I want to talk like I'm from Boston, all I got to do is remember that I grew up on the South Shore, and that's where I would park my car, because my car keys were in my fucking pocketbook, and that's where I would absolutely grab my car keys from, and then I would park somewhere else, Bobby. You can't park there. I didn't get far from Camelot. Absolutely not, Norman. Todd, I got it. I seriously, dude, I had the camera set up. I was talking to Rob for a while. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Every time. I'm going to Karen, I'm going to Kata. Drove down, I got the camera going, and I'm like, ooh, Hua Beach. And I ended up here, and I'm like, you know, there's not a whole lot bad about where I am right now. I think I'm going to hang out. Beach looks great. I know you are close to Rike. Have you heard those sex videos in his course? I like the guy, but those videos... well, okay, I understand why you're saying that. Obviously, you disapprove of his behavior. I don't know if they're sex videos. I don't know what you're talking about. If you're talking about his bachelor course, you know, I guess it's valuable to other guys. I mean, Rike's a really good friend of mine. So, you know, how he does that, and, you know, I would submit that there are guys that are actually paying money to learn how to be better bachelors, I guess. I don't subscribe to his way of doing things. That doesn't mean I dislike what he does. It just doesn't, it's just a hat that when I put on, it's uncomfortable, so I take it off. But yeah, I like the guy too, Ray. He's a great friend. Great to catch you live and to see back to YouTube. RM, thank you. I appreciate that. Believe me, I'm still I still titrate out the videos at a fairly slow pace, and certainly they're not regularly. I do them more regularly when I'm down in places like this, and I kind of want to just, you know, make some videos, and you know, it's kind of fun to share with you guys. Quite frankly, I've never been on a live stream where anyone jumps in that's inappropriate. It's always the people that seem to want to hide behind their keyboard in the comments after the video is published and give me a hard time. Once you cross a railroad tax, that's where the fun is, Richard Martin. Ah, I like that one. That's a good one too. I'm screenshotting that one, Joe. Right on, man. Check's in the mail. I'll pay you back your smoothie money, Joe. I like that one. Once you cross the railroad tax, once you cross the railroad tracks, that's where the fun begins. Very nice. Active shooter. Ah, oh, Richard. Dude, that's horrible. Seashells and dried fruit nearby. So there's no dried fruit, and I saw a few shells on this beach, but for the most part, most of the beaches in Thailand I've been to are not shell beaches. A few years ago for Gavaween, right after getting kicked out of Mons Venus. I'm not sure what that means. Dorman is driving in Thailand. It looks great. Yeah, he's got a, yeah, it's too bad he can't like put pictures in the chat, huh, Todd? He's got a great view from his new condo, or new apartment, whatever. Truck is up to 53. Absolutely, Cody. Wild success, buddy. Congratulations. Stay warm, my friend. I used to do it at a minimum until the damn steering wheel got warm enough where I didn't need to wear gloves to touch it. Crazy. Oh, Mariano's. Okay, again, this gives me text information, and it doesn't give it to me in real time. So I apologize, Mariano. Thank you so much for the super chat. I apologize if you did that a while ago and I'm only seeing it now. But Mariano, I'm honored, my friend. Absolutely unnecessary, but grossly appreciated. I'm honored by it, my friend. $5 you for a breakfast live stream. Thank you, buddy. I'll tell you right now that my breakfast this morning with tip, I gave her 120 baht, and €5 is well more than 120 baht. So thank you so much for paying for my breakfast, sir. That is, you exceed my expectations. Thank you. Enjoy the warm water for me. Yeah, so Cody, I went into the water yesterday. It was easily 80, if not 85. It was great. I like swam. I was driving around. I had no bathing suit. I had no towel. I had nothing, but I had the whole beach to myself. And I'm like, dude, come on. What am I going to do? Take a picture of it? Like, no, dude, I'm getting in this thing. So I found an area of the sand that sloped sufficiently such that when I went past it, I believe no one was able to see me in my skivvies from the street. Not that there were any people on the street either, but yeah. I've seen plenty of kids and plenty of adults, quite frankly, swimming in what I would refer to as either boxers or boxer briefs, or certainly not tighty-whities, which I don't wear, but I'm a boxer guy, and so I was swimming in my boxers yesterday afternoon, and I couldn't have been happier. And then I got out, and the way that I dried off was I just sat there. And it was one of the best swims I've ever had, guys. I gotta tell you, again, I sat there and I'm like, okay, this is a great beach. And I said, this is a great swimming beach. And then for a split second in my mind, the words, yeah, I'm gonna have to come back to, absolutely not. It is, I mean, if I had to skinny dip, you know, I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? Someone comes up, they probably make a lot of embarrassing comments and, you know, publicly humiliate me in Thai. And then I get out and I put my clothes back on, and then they're like, okay, dude, yeah, because the water was pretty cold, huh? You know, so I'm like, what's the worst thing that could happen? No, I'm not going to get arrested. They're just going to be like, this stupid Farang. Boy, is his skin white in places. So yeah, absolutely. Go swimming when you can, dude, because who knows? There's a high likelihood this beach is going to be here tomorrow. Yeah, okay, but go swimming now. That's my quote for you guys. You guys gave me some great quotes here in the chat. My quote for you guys, go swimming now. Todd says, I'll go live after Mike because I can go. Oh, that's right, Todd. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Good for you. Yeah, well, here, Todd, if you know how to do it, feel free to set it up in the YouTube studio, and then just don't hit the go live button yet, and copy and paste your link in here if you want, man. And then all the guys can cruise over there after this. Mike, in terms of lifestyle, I know you base yourself in the Big Mango. But how much of the year are you traveling? Well, RM, the short answer is kind of, I would say probably about 50%. Because the month of December, the majority of December, I'm going to spend outside of Bangkok. Yeah, so probably since I've been there and been able to travel, which is basically about June, when I made an initial trip down here to Phuket, the first time in about 5 years. And so yeah, so probably about 50% of the time. Caesar, I don't really see a whole lot of bird life. I mean, I see, you know, like where I am right now, I literally see 0 birds. But sometimes I'll be driving, like, okay, so yesterday, where I was hanging out, I was just sitting out like on another big piece of wood that like fell, that now became like nature's best bench. I was sitting on something like that yesterday, and right next to me were those, you know, those black birds with the yellow beak that if you've ever seen Side Trip Life, or if you saw my video when I was in Kupanyang, the birds that talk, right? And so I'm like sitting there, I'm sitting there and it's like squawking at me, and I'm like, wait a minute, can I teach this one how to say Sawadee Krap? But no, I wasn't able to. But I tried to speak with him. The Dorman, I watched some of your videos while I was cooking early, but haven't admitted them. Yeah, his vids are really cool, man. It's really good. It's so good to see him enjoying himself. So, Mike, are you going to use my pic I made for you on a T-shirt? Oh, yeah, that's right. Hey, I wanted to thank you, Joe, as well as, oh, who sent it to me? Oh, Josh. Remember Suburban Beard? If you guys follow me and Dana over on Bangkok Strange. So Suburban Beard, who is, his name is Josh, who's Dana's friend. He was like messing around with some graphics package, and he sent me some thumbnails for Live My Ass Off too. So I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. But no, I'm not. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could make a T-shirt. I don't know if that's really. It would be kind of neat, I suppose, to have a T-shirt that says "Live My Ass Off" on it, right? Or if you're not living the dream, you're doing it wrong. It'd be kind of a cool T-shirt to walk around with. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, if I get in the mood. Saw a bird this morning, brown with a white head. So far, I see what type it is. Gainer into the ocean. Caught a fish and flew off. Nice. Is that right out in front of our old place? Oh, look at that. Restream. 100 messages already. You guys are blowing me away. Am I planning to return to the Philippines? The short answer is yes. The absolute latest will be probably like May 24th, because Gracie's mom turned 60 on May 25th, I think. And turning 60 in the Philippines is a really big deal, so she's having a huge party. The whole family will be there. They've already got like 3 or 4 lechon reserved and 1 cow, so I'm quite certain I'll eat well. But other than that, that will probably be, it would be more likely that Gracie gets over here to the Philippines. Ray, I like the Philippines, but I love Thailand. And if you don't know, the goal last November of 2019, when I first moved here, was, yeah, I'm moving to Thailand. Gracie's going to come over to Thailand. We're going to travel throughout Thailand as well as Vietnam and Cambodia and Laos and check out those places and, you know, go down to some islands, definitely go back to Singapore, check out Indonesia, go to Bali, you know, that sort of thing. And that was the plan for life. But I got here and have stayed, and Gracie went home. Gracie, in the time that I got here, I mean, she already went home twice and came back to Thailand. Because, you know, she would go back and do some paperwork, and then, of course, she can only stay here for a maximum of 60 days contiguously. But, yeah, it's in the plan, Ray. It's definitely in the plan. It's just that Thailand is, well, it's a lot better to stay in Thailand right now. Plus, if I leave Thailand right now, getting back in is a gargantuan pain in the ass. In the sense that, like, just sitting here right now is very easy. Leaving and coming back would be a significant amount of work. Mariana would buy 1 or 2 of the T-shirts. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Hell yes, you'd buy 2. Joe, you're so cool. Hey, there you go. Nice work, Dorman. Okay, he set up for 1:30. What time is it right now? Oh, awesome. That's great. So I'll go for like another 20 minutes, and then you guys can hang out with Todd. That sounds like a great plan to me. How many people? 17 people watching. Oh my God. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. I'm glad you guys are doing that. I haven't, whoops, oh God, did I seriously just, hold on. Sorry guys, I just refreshed the chat screen, which basically means the last thing I saw was, I think it was, anyway, the last thing I saw was basically Doorman's comments on his stream. So after that, I think there's only a couple, but unfortunately everything else went away. So apologies. I wish that Restream, which is the platform that I use to stream to many, from my GoPro I go over to Restream, and then Restream goes to Facebook, Google, Twitch, or not Google, but Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Periscope, DLive, which is live streaming on the blockchain, which I'm a huge fan of. I believe in blockchain technologies. I don't necessarily believe in, I don't believe in Bitcoin. I believe in altcoins and a couple of those. Thank you. Thank you very much, Joe. I appreciate the update. Don't forget to hit the like button. All the cool kids are doing it. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Stuck. I appreciate that. That's cool. Caesar saw 3 birds yesterday in Patong. Aha! Nice, chicken hawks. Yeah, I saw those too. I was like, oh, wait, are those hawks? They were like circling. It was really fun. I watched one for, I just laid there on my back on a rock and watched one for probably at least 10 minutes. It was nice. It was a nice sort of departure from staring at the ocean, which of course is not difficult at all. But yeah, thank you for that, Stuck. I will tell you guys that if you haven't noticed on my videos, certainly the most recent, couple dozen, I turned off the whole new number because I certainly don't care how many thumbs down there are. And unfortunately, I can't turn off the thumbs down number. I can only turn off both. And while the thumbs up is, encouraging, it doesn't really change what I do. So that's why I turned those off, if you guys are wondering. Rob asked me that this morning. That's the reason that I expanded on that. That rocky beach is not your norm. A little change from the sand. Glad you're keeping open mind. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Hugh. I appreciate that acknowledgement. Yeah, indeed, it's not, right? I mean, I saw this and I thought, well, actually, so I saw that and I said, oh my God, this is pristine, untouched sand. I'm going to totally hang out there. I'm going to hang out on that wood over there that Buddha has made into a perfect bench for me. And look out over here, that's really nice. And I was in the shade too. And then I looked over here and I'm like, wait a second. This is bench 2.0. This is even bigger. Oh, and here's what is neat about this bench. It's not like, it's as if it was seriously designed to be a bench. Here, check this out, hold on. Oh geez, I hope I'm still tethered to my phone. If I'm not, I apologize. But check it out, it's like flat. It's like a flat tree that's like perfect for this. I mean, for all I know, they carved this out and they're like, no, Mike, we made this. In fact, it's made out of balsa wood and it's coated with fiberglass, and it was an old prop from Disney. It's not a real tree, Mike. Open up your eyes. But yeah, this just like reeked of a place to sit down. So I thought, well, I'm gonna do that. So I took up this as my current location of just ridiculous bliss for free, and but thanks, you. That's cool. How am I doing at the, so I got 75% battery on my phone and I am charging it as I'm displaying. What do I got? Oh, I only got 14% battery on the GoPro, which is fine because that'll probably take me up until Todd's stream and then you guys can hop over there. I unfortunately won't go to that because I said to myself, all right, I will live stream, and then when my battery dies on either the phone or the camera, then I will stop. And I will just sit here and take it all in by myself, or I will go for a bike ride. Motorbike. Mariano says, so sad that DJI is still incompetent to manage to have a live stream from their Osmo Pocket 2. It is a vlogging kit. Yeah, I will tell you that I can kind of understand that though, because, I mean, again, it is sort of odd if you think about it, because really all you have to do is put an ability in the app, much like GoPro has, to stream to RTMP, which, tech-wise, coding-wise, is not difficult. Because as far as I know, when you're flying a DJI, you have full motion video on the display of where it is. And so therefore it's like, well, look, dude, the data's getting to me anyway. Why can't I just basically re-stream it to a streaming solution? So yeah, that's too bad that they do that. I'm actually I'm quite surprised because obviously, if you think about it, the Osmo Pocket, I mean, again, it's going to be very close to your phone. So you can tether it the same way that I tether to this GoPro, but As far as their drones, I would assume that I can't believe that you can't live stream with those. That's kind of a drag. Went to Grill Bill last night, but Rob didn't say. Oh, well, so that was fun. He mentioned that to me this morning, actually, Todd, and he's like, yeah. So Hans sent me an email or sent me a message and said, yeah, Todd's here, whatever, and then he said, so I messaged him back and said, okay, is he still here? And then Hans didn't look at his phone for 30 minutes. He literally would have gone over there about 20 minutes after you arrived, but he didn't hear back, so he didn't know that you were still there. So anyway, ping him on Facebook. He's around this afternoon, and you know, the way it works, right, is that basically his haunts, and he publishes this is not a secret, he goes to Danny's Place, he goes to Grill Bill, and he goes to Boomer's. So yeah. How is Rob? Rob is outstanding, MetTech. He's really, really doing well, and it's great to see because he's a friend, and I love when my friends are successful and comfortable in their own skin and doing well. So yeah, he's doing great. It's funny, I didn't really... So what I do a lot of times is I put my life in my calendar. It also allows me to reflect back and, you know, potentially, like, you know, review a budget or be like, okay, well, what did I do there? What did I like? Maybe I'll do that again, or I don't like that kind of thing. So anyway, I'm just in the habit of putting stuff in my calendar even after I do it. I put stuff in my calendar that I'm going to do in the future, but I also put stuff in my calendar afterwards. So I get to my rocks here, and I just put in my calendar, yeah, you know, when I got there at 8:30 to eat breakfast, and I didn't leave till 12:30. So Rob and I just sat there and shot the breeze for 4 hours, man. And it goes by fast when you're hanging out with your buddies, right? So that was really enjoyable. All thumbs are good either way, depending upon how you look. Yeah, Born Nomad, I totally get that as far as algorithm goes, right? I mean, all it is that it is acknowledgement that you are viewing the product. And even if you dislike the video, if you tell YouTube, hey, I mean, because YouTube, not only do they know that you thumbs up or thumbs down, they know where in the video you did that. And so therefore, if you did that after you've watched an ad that was inserted,